get this out of the way.
Let's get it out.
Hold on, let me rewind it, man.
Let's put this mug on skip like Madden and reset this mug.
Unbelievable.
But is it?
Welcome to Bears Banter. My name is Bernard Muhammad. On the broadcast, we got Plank. Guy has the screen off. We got Quick, Jay, and Bakari. What's up, fellas?
What's up, Nard? How you doing, man?
What's up, Nard?
Right, man. I'm pissed off looking at that play. I just started at the top of the broadcast. I know we usually don't start off with the replay. We gave up a play with 2 seconds left on the clock. At the time the ball, when they went on the center, it was 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
What can you say, man? We've seen this before, man. Come on, man. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We
Bakari, let me stop you right there. We ain't seen this before.
You ain't seen Aaron Rodgers do that. We see Aaron do that.
We ain't seen him do it against us. We ain't seen him do it against us.
Okay, well, yes, we have. I'm gonna tell you. When Khalil Mack came to the Bears and it was down, and Aaron went out the game, and he came back and brought them back.
He brought them back, but it wasn't 2 seconds with a Hail Mary.
Oh, well.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Okay, that's fair.
Because right now, what I just saw is unbelievable.
Well, I said we've seen this in motion before. How about that?
I'll take that. All
right, you take that.
Because I'm going to tell y'all something. The bottom line is, even though the Bears played as badly as they played on offense,
true,
our defense kept us in this game.
They were still in it.
I was listening behind stage, Quick. I'll get to you in a minute. Even though the Bears defense had not given up a touchdown, when Swift scored, I was like, okay, we got a whole quarter to score a touchdown. Because I said on the pregame, I believe in our defense and Caleb Williams. And when they scored the go-ahead touchdown, I was like, I knew it. I wasn't worried at all for 1 minute, for 1 second. As long as we had held them to 12 points, I was like, we scored a touchdown, that's 12-7. And then they had the balls to go for the 2 point conversion. I was like, kick the extra point. And then they got the 2 point conversion. We up 3. I'm like, I believe in our defense and Caleb Williams. And that's what we had today. And our defense failed us.
Okay.
Period.
I'm done. I don't disagree with you. Okay. That was what we just looked at in that game was historic bad defense. And it didn't just, it's one thing if you come down to one play and you lose on the one play. If you think about it, the play before that, the Bears gave up a 15-yard completion where the guy was able, uncontested, to catch the ball and step out of bounds. That put them in position to be able to go for the Hail Mary in the first place. So that was bad coaching as well as bad defensive execution. Let me talk about Tyreek Stevenson real quick. That is DB 101, the worst way to play defensive back. As a DB, what you do in a Hail Mary situation is you want to knock the ball down. What you want to do as a wide receiver is knock the ball backwards so somebody else on your team has a chance. So our DB hit the ball and knocked it backwards and knocked it to the tight end on the other end. That is historic, horrible defense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what
special teams.
But you know what? I got a problem, Plank, with you. No, no offense, but with you and Mo Man just said that's coaching. That's not coaching.
That is
That's on the players. That's
No.
not coaching, man.
on the
You
one
should
play.
know. In high school, they told you. In high school, they told you on a Hail Mary, you knock the ball forward.
Right?
I don't want to put that on coaching, man. I'm sorry. I'm so tired of people talking about it's bad coaching. The coaching's not out there playing. It's the players that's out there playing the game.
You know what? I was
out there playing the game.
Yeah, Plank pointed out on the play where they gave up the 15 yards to get him Hail Mary position.
Mm-hmm.
Even Caleb Williams knew the players was making a mistake on that play. He was telling you could see him on the sideline telling the defensive back to come up, right? Because they pretty much gave him that.
Right.
So you got your quarterback who recognizing what he would do in that situation, right? And he's telling the D-back to move up. Now, the other play is a compilation of plays that kind of got them in this position. One was on that 1st and goal before they score. For the life of me, I don't know why they passed to stop the clock. They should have ran on first. I know they would have probably scored earlier, but you're stopping the clock on a play like that. That doesn't make no sense. Then I guess the series before that, you're 3rd and 1, and why are you giving it to the lineman when they've been really soft all game up the middle? The Bears' best runs have been up the middle in this game. So all of a sudden, you're trying to get cute on the goal line. That makes no sense.
Now that's what I want to talk about coaching. Because I'm like, okay, why y'all trying to be cute?
That jet sweep.
DeAndre Swift, you on the goal line. Why are you trying to get a ball to a lineman? Now that's on coaching. But the Hail Mary stuff, that's on the players. Because they should know. Kevin Byard was responsible for that play. And he looked around when the ball was in the air, he looked around like, oh my God, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear people talking about that's bad coaching. That's this. No. Hold the players accountable as well. But the handoff to the lineman, that's on coaching. Because that play shouldn't even be in the repertoire. You should be up by 40 points and you call that play. But you been behind all game, and now you want to get cute on the goal line, and you haven't scored at all? You want to get a ball to an offensive lineman? Now you hold the coach accountable.
I got a question. Because this is what this game was about. Who looked like the number one?
I still say Caleb looked like the number one. Because, look, y'all. Look.
No, I'm not. I'm a bear down to team coaching and everything. Like, he looked really good. Jaden looked really, really great. With you can tell Jaden's offense fits him. The team fits him, so he looks really, really good.
It's an LSU offense.
Yeah.
They have catered. How many? I'm gonna ask y'all this, and then I'll rest my case about this whole thing. Mm-hmm. How many times have y'all seen a quarterback come into the NFL from college and he not called a cadence for the snap? This is what he's doing. That's what they do in college. I looked today. I was like, so they really running the LSU offense. He's not even calling no cadence. He's not doing nothing. He's snapping for the ball. That's what they do in college. So that's what they did. They catered this offense to him, and that's a coaching move. It's a good thing. I'm not saying it's not a good thing.
Yeah, I would say, as far as your question, Bakari, I thought Jaden looked good, but when you look at it, if you take away that Hail Mary play, he really didn't do enough for them to win up into the Hail Mary play, because the Bears actually had 2 opportunities at the end of the game where Caleb drove down the field to actually put them in the position to win. So he drove one time, get them to the 1 yard line, and they fumble. Right. Then the next time they have a 3 and out, and Caleb
He a DJ.
down the field again to finally get the touchdown. So I would say it's kind of neutral. He came through when it counted right at the end, but some of that's the Bears. So I say both quarterbacks showed up in those moments. They didn't wilter. Neither one of them wiltered in the fourth quarter at that moment, because he made the throw. He didn't panic. Caleb made the throw.
Yeah, he ran around and did what he had to do.
Also, because you also have to realize too that Caleb was under a lot of duress today. Which the pregame, he was under a lot of duress today. And I mean, he was what, 3 for 8 for what, 20-something, 33 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
So
I asked you that last time, but no, I was like, why it take so long for them to get them plays off? They always coming up under 10 seconds. Like, I don't know why the play calling with Caleb, he's doing stuff on the line, but I just really don't know why they always hitting around 10 seconds. Like, they get the ball off. Is that like planned? I don't know why they take so long to get their plays off.
That's because they got wild cable and the signal is slow.
Somebody got some TV. Somebody got some TV feedback in the background.
I don't hear it. Oh, I do hear it a little bit. Yep, I do hear it. You know what? You know what? You almost stole a game that you really shouldn't have won. I mean, as a Bears fan, man, I wanted that game. The best take advantage of the opportunity. But that was a game that you really didn't have no momentum until the fourth quarter. See, these are the hard games when as much as they possess the ball, they only giving up field goals. But you know what? Offensively, they took a step back because they went back to those pre-snap penalties again that hadn't really happened since week 3. You setting yourself back behind the ball. Down the quarterback can't even hardly set his feet to throw the ball. I mean, he literally moving up in the pocket forward almost every snap in the first half of the game. But I did think they coaching for this game to be as close, they were not sticking with a run game enough. And they showed they could run the ball, but they still wanted to pass the ball. And it's like on those last 2 drives when they kind of mixed it in, to me, it made the offense flow a little bit. And I know team was playing prevent as well, so I'm not going to dismiss that they was playing prevent. What you got, Bakari? Like you got to say
I just
something.
didn't know. Yeah, I just didn't know why they didn't use the fullback. Why?
Hold on, bro. Somehow you went blank. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I didn't know why they didn't just use the fullback on the goal line. I mean, I don't know why they just decided to get cute and use the tight end on the goal line. I mean, not the tight end. The tackle was the tackle they used.
The guard.
That was the guard. Like, wait. I saw this. This the crazy part. I saw that.
They don't have a fullback. They cut him.
They cut him.
Yeah, they cut. They cut him. They cut him. The same day they cut Velus Jones.
Yeah,
what's whatchamacallit? I mean, the one that scored. What's the running back that scored the touchdown?
Roshan Johnson. He's a running back.
Yeah. Why? I'm saying, why didn't they just use Roshan then on the first try when they was on the goal line?
Well, which is what I said. I'm like, why are you handing the ball off to a lineman, and you have Roshan Johnson and DeAndre Swift?
I'm sorry. Let's just sit here.
Try to get cute.
But see, you know what? The sexy.
I don't need you to be the team that be like, our lineman scored a touchdown. I just need you to score, and that's what happened on that play. And even when they handed the ball, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
you have got to be kidding me.
What's Tampa Bay's old coach that from Tampa Bay? Dungy was coaching first in Tampa Bay, and then he got fired, right? And then what's the coach that took it? John Gruden. So I'm watching John Gruden, that exact play, talk about it today, and they did it. It's like he knew about it. Like he knew about it. He called that exact play, and we hadn't done that play before.
We can talk about coaching. We can talk about coaching. We can talk about players. What is the one thing that winning teams have that the Bears haven't had in years? They don't have one bread and butter play that no matter what they do, they can run this play, they can get yards, they can execute. Number one, that bread and butter play would have been perfect instead of letting the lineman run the ball into the end zone. And if they scored that next touchdown, if this Hail Mary comes, then we still win by 1 point. You know what I'm saying? Or even tied it up, but no, they wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to kick the field goal, would they, if time runs out and they score a touchdown? But neither here nor there. We have to establish a whole point of an identity. Like I said, number one, defense has been doing great for us. They, at the end, that play failed us. The offense started coming along a little bit, but that one questionable call. We need to have a one or two, if not two, at least one bread and butter play that if we got anything in between 1 and 3 yards, we can make it. But every other playoff team that goes deep has that one play, and we don't. Until we get that, we're going to get situations like this.
Yeah, so what I got here is, first of all, to answer your question, Bakari, Caleb Williams versus Jaden McDaniels. I think it was a tie, but I think both of those young guys basically showed what their teams counted on them to do. Caleb Williams showed up in the fourth quarter and was able to drive the Bears and put them in a position to win the game. And Jaden McDaniels, you got to take your hat off to him. The guy was scrambling. He kept ahead of the chains. He kept putting his team in the best position to win. So I think he might have a slight edge over what Caleb Williams did today. And it's not just because of the Hail Mary, because they won. He just looked a little bit more fluid in his offense. However, let's go back to this coaching issue. I think the loss was heavily on the coaching staff. Why? Let me try to use some information to support my argument. First off, the Bears just came off a week of having a bye, so there was a whole lot of rust on the Bears. They weren't as crisp as they were before they went on the break. The number of penalties were ridiculous. A lot of the false start penalties and things like that. And even worse than that, the lack of discipline really showed, where we had multiple personal fouls assessed to players. We had one on Hardy on a kick. He was running on a punt, and he had a 15-yard penalty. We had Tyreek Stevenson had a 15-yard penalty, and that's not the first time he's done that. So he actually loses his composure a number of times, which ends up coming back to bite us as it did today. So the bonehead play of the day goes to Tyreek Stevenson, not just for the penalty, but also for batting the ball backwards, as DB 101 knows to knock the ball down when you're in the end zone. That's what I got.
Plank, Mo Man, everybody that's talking about coaching, I understand that the Bears are coming off a bye week. Mm-hmm. I understand all of that. But when it gets between the white lines, the coaches can't control what the players do on the field. So the personal fouls that they get, how do you blame the coach for that? Where is your personal discipline as a player? Where is your personal discipline as a player?
Jay, that's the entire point of what the hits.
I'm sorry, I just don't buy that coaching breeds bad stuff that goes on the field. I just don't buy that. That's individual.
Jay, okay? That is the entire purpose that the Bears wanted to have the hits principle. It was supposed to be hustle, intensity, and the S in the hits principle is smarts, situational awareness. You know good and well that you can't knock the ball up in the air in that situation, and you know that's a horrible time to get a penalty for silly play. That's one of the things that went back to the Akeem Hicks Bears, who would always come up and do something bonehead. That's the culture of the team, and that's stuff coming from the coaching staff.
Hey, Bakari, I pulled up the stats here. Jaden Daniels, 21 for 38, 326 yards, 1 TD. Dang. Caleb Williams, 10 of 24, 131, 0 TDs. I would say in this matchup, Jaden Daniels wins one today, won this matchup. But you know what? If
you remove that Hail Mary, he don't win.
This
Yeah,
is might be a
yeah.
matchup that if we could get these kind of like, I mean, I know the game was kind of boring up until halftime, but if we could get this kind of thrill with these two quarterbacks, I think both teams may have this may be some
a good rivalry.
Rivalry that's being set up for these two guys that match up. But I will go back to what the comment is. I think the Bears look unprepared today. Flus have had this problem to me whenever they come out of bye weeks where they seem like
he's actually been pretty good out of bye weeks. He's actually been pretty good out of bye weeks.
I'm talking about where players look unprepared the first quarter, where they were false starts. To me, those are lack of discipline plays. Also, the game plan looked kind of shaky coming into the game. They looked like they really didn't know what they wanted to do. Defensively, I thought they held their own because even though they was possessing the ball, getting yards, you held them to field goals. But it seemed like they didn't know what they wanted to do, especially offensively. Roschon Johnson doesn't even get in the game until right at the end of the game. You had some short yardage early in the game. You never put them in the game. You never really found a way to get DJ the ball other than a little handoff off the middle. You kind of start going to a doomsday kind of late. If you don't get that pass interference with Kenneth, you probably don't even get that touchdown, right? Because that's fourth down. Because the third down play that was the one when they fumbled, wasn't it? I'm getting it mixed up, but they get that's how they get the touchdown. They get the pass interference, Kenan Allen, and then they score. But because other than that, that was fourth down on that play.
Now a lot of that stuff is coaching, but I just don't hold players accountable. I mean, I don't hold coaches accountable for like personal fouls. Like one of those personal fouls, the guy was out there and he dug his fingers in the. He dug his fingers in his face mask.
He did the same thing last week.
How do you hold a coach accountable for that? You can't. You can't hold a coach accountable for that.
That's why you can hold the coach accountable.
Okay. So I digress because we agree to disagree on that.
You know what? Can I say this?
I digress. We agree.
Can I say this real quick? Let me ask you a question. I mean, the thing is, the only way that you can really hold a coach accountable is if the player is making a stupid mistake and the coach pulls him or disciplines him. If he doesn't do anything, it's on the coach. I get that. But by the same token, it's almost like, say, some guy get caught in a Lamborghini speeding with like 12 stripper midgets and gets arrested. Do we blame the coach for him being in there with the stripper midgets? No. But the point is, I get where you're coming from, Play, but I also get where Jay's coming from as well. We got some grown millionaires out here that are doing something, and I know it sounds blasé, but they're doing something that some CEOs, they're making more money than some of these CEOs running major companies. And if they're not executing, if the play, or even how about this? Say a coach draws up a real bad play, and some way or another, this player busts the play and makes a touchdown. Is it still a bad play if he scores and wins the game?
Again, I always have data to back up my points. I'm not just going on emotion.
I'm not as smart as you, Play.
I'm not saying that. Come on, man. We all passionate. Here's the data that I bring that lets you know that this is a coaching loss. Matt Eberflus is 4-0 this year at home. He's 0-3 on the road.
He's not 1-3?
Tell you. No, he's 0-3 on the road.
This year?
I digress.
This year, okay.
4 wins.
I digress.
All of them at home. We got
I digress.
All of them on the road. What?
Yeah, the game in London considered a home game.
That's a away game. London game.
No, the London game was considered a home game.
That was considered a home game.
Right.
All I'm saying is, I agree to disagree with you, Plank, because if I was coaching you and you was my DB and you did the Tyreek Stevenson poke the fingers in the face mask, I will pull you off the field.
And that's good coaching.
Because you know better. But you know better.
That is good coaching.
But you know better. You know better.
Right, Jay. If
I should not have to do that. I shouldn't have to do that because you know better.
I think we're looking at. I think we're looking at this. I think we're looking at this wrong. Just look at it a different way. Both y'all way. This both y'all way.
Okay.
What LaFleur today lost Jordan Love. He lost Jordan, right? And he bring in his backup. That's the same backup he won with, before, and he only played like a little while. Yeah, Malik Willis. Everybody had given up on Malik, right? And what did you see? You saw him. Come in, and he's definitely a totally more focused player. He got a better team around him. But that's the youngest team in the NFL, I think. But I do think on both sides of the ball, when a player makes a dumb bonehead play, what you don't see from good coaching is consistently on the team players making dumb plays. Or bonehead plays. So we're going to count those plays as penalties. That's where we can really measure them, right? But we can count fluke plays being differently. So I think the Hail Mary is a fluke play. It's a fluke play. In the game, people relax, right? I wouldn't point to coaching right there as being it because I don't have data to show that, okay, you're consistently not getting Hail Marys and this is happening. So if you look at it from that side, a good team like, the Packers are, and they have great coaching. That's why they always look the same no matter who out there. They always look the same. So in that instance, I believe both of y'all have both battle points. You got the data point, and you got the other side point where you just have sometimes players need to take accountability, but we can just go off the data of penalties and the data of who the same players are making these kind of plays. And coaching does come into play when you're running jet sweeps on the one and you got to get a yard. That's coaching. You know what I'm saying? That's bad calls. That's coaching. And they consistently kind of do that. They get cute because they have speed. What's our go-to play? What was we winning with? Just lining up and running it down. They can run it right down Tevin's side and they're going to get a yard every time. Put them too tight, they're going to get a yard, but they don't do it. They can't even stop it if they know it's coming. So I don't know. What was the Commanders' Bernard rank? What was their defense rank?
I eat bread, blood, and purple.
25th.
Mo want to beat me up, man.
Pretty low.
Mo man want to beat me up, y'all. But what I was trying to get him to understand, he was like, we need discipline, execution stuff. He's right about that. But by the same token, maybe this will help if I help you understand it. Remember when New England had Brady and they were winning the Super Bowl? I used to see them constantly, not just goal line, but 4th and 2, and make it 90% of the time. That play they'd run a slant or they'd run a trap run, and they would always score. That's what I mean by bread and butter play. No matter when it's 4 for 2, 4 for 1, and they need to get these yards, it's one play. It's like Bakari was saying, it's coming, but you're not going to stop it. We don't have that play. We don't have that one play. We had one that went the other way, was that jet sweep. I'm glad we got rid of that one.
Philly got it. They do the tush push. Everybody got something.
And back in the day, you have to tush push it. Back in the day, they used to run a bubble screen with Shady. They used to run a wheel route with Shady. And Shady would be on the sideline by himself. And I'm sitting up here like every time I would see him, he's at least 2 yards ahead of his guy. I'm like, what is going on with the defense? And as I would look at the film and look at how they did it, they know it's coming, but they can't stop it.
Yeah. I think when you look at this game, there was a couple of, I would say still undisciplined plays by a couple of players. If you look at the game was 9-12, and the Bears looking like they was holding them, and they ended up with Tariq Stevenson getting that play that gave them 15 more yards. That actually they only needed 3 more yards to actually get in field goal range. And I think that's all that happened. He actually put them in field goal range to get 12 from doing. And the only problem I'm starting to have with Tariq Stevens, he's been doing this every game. Every game he's pushing and shoving. I don't want to take away his aggressiveness, but he got to stop when the whistle blows. He's doing the Hakeem Hicks stuff where he's pushing people. Matter of fact, he could have got one early. He threw a punch at a guy. They just didn't catch it. He threw a punch at a guy, but that's the stuff Hakeem Hicks used to do. They would get a stop, and then he would do something dumb after the play that would re-extend the drive. And also there was another play where I was trying to figure out like what was Waldron doing. They ran 2 plays with Caleb right late in the game where he gets a snap and he takes off and run like it was already a quarterback design draw. Like that made absolutely no sense when your running back was running the ball well. And there was a couple of other things early in the game where I was trying to figure out what Shane Waldron was doing in this game. It's like he really, I don't know, it seemed like he panics in games. This game was, at the most part, this game was 6-0 most of the game until they get that field goal. And he was playing like they was losing by more than that, and which didn't make sense. He wasn't, and then I thought they established the bread and butter play was Kramer comes in, you bring in Johnson, you get the 1 yard. I thought that was the bread and butter play. Now you come and try to be cute with the bread and butter play. Just run the bread and butter play and make them stop you. You know, like you mentioned Tom Brady, you know he was going to do a quarterback sneak. Guess what? You can't stop it. You knew Jalen Hurts, he even did it today. They're going to do the tush push. Guess what? They didn't try to get fancy about it. Saquon Barkley got them down there. They still did Jalen Hurts actually still did the tush push. So you got to go with what works and stop trying to be too cute. It's football.
Do they got a tail on that jet sweep? Do they got a tail because they're not the first team to jump the jet sweep? It's like, do they got a tail? They got to be a tail.
It might be.
But you know what? Hey, one man proved my point too, and he was saying, "Why don't you just run Johnson up the gut?" I'm like, "You prove my point because if the Bears run Johnson up the gut in that situation, 90% of the time he's gonna get that 1 yard. I.e., now you could take that play not just on the 1 yard line; it's a 4th and 1 on the 50-yard line. He's gonna get the 1 yard, and that would be a play where no matter who you got up there on the front and you're doing it, he's making it. He's gonna make those yards."
DeAndre Swift had 18 carries for 129 yards.
That's
so
nice.
He averaged 7 yards a carry today.
That's
and
nice.
You run it,
keep running the ball.
And you giving the ball to the fullback. I'm sorry.
You thinking like I'm thinking.
And you giving the ball to the lineman.
Man, call that fullback back. Get that boy back up here, man. Get him back. Get that boy back on that team, man. We can get rid of somebody, man. Get that boy back on that team, man. We just need a fullback. That need to be the bread and butter play.
And why would you call Mike offside?
It ain't even got to be about the fullback. Kramer, they brought Kramer in when Blackingame was hurt. They was like, okay, we're gonna make you the designated fullback. Okay, make you the designated fullback, but still give the ball to the running back. Where do you get off? Trying to hand the ball off to Doug Kramer. Come on.
Yeah.
Your offense is already struggling in this game.
This that Matt Nagy stuff right here. This that Matt Nagy.
The last game tells you everything you need to know. The Kramer from Seinfeld was goofy.
Your offense is already struggling, and you finally get the ball inside the 1 yard line, and you want to give it to the lineman.
That's what she said.
Man, they never heard of a slant. I haven't seen a slant, and like maybe we had a slant where we beat the Carolina, but I haven't seen a slant like DJ is winning. DJ be winning. He be winning, and I get it because Caleb is a rookie. You know, he may not have a favorite target yet, but I just wish they would throw some slant and goal line situations. If you worried about them stopping you all the time, why you don't just spread them out and run the ball? They gotta honor the wide receiver. So
that wasn't there today. That wasn't there today. That was Washington took away everything that the Bears wanted to do today. They really did. They took away everything. Cole Kmet had what, 1 catch?
Yep.
Okay.
They took away everything that the Bears wanted to do. But at the end, the Bears were still in this game because of the defense and because of Caleb Williams. But y'all say coaching, I'm going to say the offensive coordinator, play calling. So if y'all want to lump that up as the coaching, okay. But the offensive play calling was I was texting y'all all day long. I'm like, okay, this is a bad call. That's a bad call. Why are we doing this? The offensive play calling was bad today.
Isn't the offensive coordinator a coach?
You,
Hey, let me mention this here. Looking at the stats,
right. Hold on, real quick. Blank, 315.
Hey, but looking at this game, this is how it shows how when we're watching the game, we fans and we emotional about what we're seeing. But when you break down and look at what's happening in the game, you could show that this game makes sense on why this game was close. The Bears was 2 of 5 on third down, 2 of 12 on third down. Washington was only 5 of 15 on third down. So they only converted 3 times more. Now, I will say they made more first downs earlier in the game, but that actually gives you an opportunity because they're not converting on third either, even though it felt like they was converting more. They were up until halftime. And so even if you look at the total number of rushes, they ran the ball 32 times. The Bears ran the ball. I'm sorry, I got to flip. They ran the ball 32 times. The Bears rushed the ball 34 times. Okay, but the difference was the time of possession. They possessed the ball about 5 minutes more. But if you look at the penalty, the Bears had 8 penalties for 60 yards. They had 5 penalties for 30 yards. That's the hitting yards in the game that put them in field goal range that I was mentioned earlier. So how do you overcome those kind of mistakes in the game? And also, what's his name? Coran? Is that his name, number 72?
Oh my God, yeah.
What is it called? Matador? Matador today. And they did nothing to try to help him with the tight end or anything. They kept, Caleb literally was taking in he's tapping his drop, and I think his name
was there.
And his guy was already in the backfield. And it didn't
the rookie,
even
why,
in front of him. They were putting
why they didn't chip? Why they didn't chip?
Correct.
Yeah. You're right. They should have just. I thought that they would make now. It probably looked a little better later, but I thought they just started chipping. I don't remember, but it looked a little better later.
They never did. They never did. And
they didn't.
No, they never did. And my thing was like, okay, y'all done threw this rookie out here. Braxton Jones that got hurt. Y'all done threw this rookie out here, and y'all ain't gonna get
him by fire.
Y'all ain't gonna baptize him by fire. Y'all ain't gonna get this guy no help. And they actually recognized it. They recognized it. They was like, oh, they got a rookie over here. We finna go right over here to him.
Yeah, Mo, man. I do think think the lights were a little bright today for Caleb early in the game. He looked a little he didn't look comfortable early in the game. But you know what? That's Washington's job to make them feel uncomfortable, right? That's their job to do that. To make so you have to run plays to get them comfortable.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in Green Bay? Dude, good. He needs to get this in right now in his head.
Right. I just want
to. Only 7 games into his rookie season too. It's like, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's doing great for what he's doing, but by the same token, this is a guy that just played college ball. And it's like, you think of one of the most important positions in football. It's got the most attrition. It's got the most where you have to have a learning curve for. So, I mean, yeah, he got it today. It's a lesson. But from what I've seen with him, I think that he's going to take it as a lesson learned and probably do better next go round.
I just want to poke the bear real quick. It's just being facetious real quick. Come on, man. How about them Wolverines?
Mo's like them fighting words. Them is fighting words.
That's all. But anyway, I digress.
Let's bring that play up.
If you see a car, a SUV rolling down your street real slow, it's Mo Man.
Yeah, I just lost somebody. I think who I lost? Oh, I lost Bakari.
I lost Bakari. Yeah, but you know what, man? It is what it is. Let's do it like this. We said games, man, where like that. These games do hurt, man, but you just got to have a short memory, man, and just say, hey, it is what it is. Let's just get our grind, because if they let that linger, man, it's going to last for the rest of the season.
Yeah, this one hurt big time, because I called my wife into the living room. I was like, hey, because she's like, the Bears losing. And I called her in after they scored the touchdown and the 2 point conversion. I was like, look, what's the score? I'm like, it's 15-12. 21 seconds left. We good. We should have. I walked out the room. I almost didn't even see the Hail Mary. I walked out the room like, ooh, man, we eked that one out. Yeah, this one hurts big time. This
You
one
know what
hurts
you
big
do? You
time.
just turn around, just walk in the locker room. And I bet you your wife was like, "You ain't called me now, honey, did you?"
And now you got an Arizona team that came back and won today. So we got to play them on the road. They feeling themselves like we came back and won. Yeah, so this one hurts. This
But
one
look on
hurts.
the bright side. You could be the New York Yankees and actually watch a dude take one pitch and hit a grand slam and win the first game.
Yeah. That had to be hard. That had to be hard for them to see too.
I bet. Hey, I've been in one of them games before, man. It's like if you playing a regular game, it's easy. But when it's for a chip, when you do, man, that's
Yeah.
type of stuff that just mess up your whole feng shui, man. You start messing up your furniture. You start having Snickers bars on and stuff in your car and all types of stuff, man. You might need to go get therapy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let me run this play one more time. Then we move on to the grading the coaches and stuff.
And the fact that they didn't get no pressure. This dude was able to run around a long time. My mom actually called me. She was like, he threw that ball. It wasn't no seconds on the clock. Is that still legal? I'm like, yeah. The play started before. So, yeah, it's legal. That's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. Ain't nobody back there. There's nobody back there. There's nobody back there. That's heartbreaking. Now I got to go to work tomorrow. Face all my co-workers. Heartbreaking.
Man, but it is.
Well, you know.
Heartbreaking.
I don't, you know what? And it's a loss. But the thing that really rattles me more than anything else is when you get people who are not just fair weather fans, but don't have no idea about football, try to be some professional therapists at work. And I'm like, you know what, man? I got a staple removal right now. I'm just putting your back. I just can't stand it.
It is really telling. Like, I think this is my feeling. I think the defense, if they hadn't been on the bye, they would have been worn out before the end of the fourth quarter because they just kept pressing. And even though the defense been holding everybody under how many points? 21 points?
21 points.
17. So I think they would at least scored a touchdown on the defense eventually the way they was going. We were just playing so horrible. But it was the telling part is that Caleb and let's try to be more positive is that they found a way in the run game to score a touchdown. Caleb did some Caleb magic stuff throwing over the middle of the field and that work, so they found a way to hang in there, and we could say they didn't learn how to win, but they found a way to be competitive down the stretch. No matter how you start, it's how you finish. So I rather kind of like ended on like the fact that they were off, they were rusty, but the slow starts is just consistent in them for whatever reason. But past that, everybody probably was pretty much thinking like, okay, in the second half, the offense normally wakes up, and they did. He dotted up DJ Moore, and he took an amazing hit, and he stepped in there. So I think I'd rather just say we not only have we found our quarterback, but maybe this young team, we found they found how to stay in games. The defense has always kept the Bears in games, and the offense we have rarely had chances to win the games. The game's not been over like early on. We know we're not going to. It's such a struggle, But when Caleb makes a mistake and you look at him make a mistake, you don't say to yourself the game is really over. You don't really feel that way for whatever reason because of his athletic capability. And it is translating. My last thing, I said this before he even got to Chicago because y'all know I'm a JF1 fan, but I said I think he has better pocket awareness, and it's translating. Like his pocket awareness is just moving around, doing that stuff. He doesn't have the speed, but he does have the pocket awareness. Yeah, he has the pocket awareness. So that's positive. So it's I do believe that the team that was supposed to win won. but I don't believe they're a better team than the Bears. You play the same game a week from now, the Bears probably win this game, but they were better today.
Yeah, hey, I agree, Bakari, a lot of what you said. I mean, every game this year has been close. Regardless of like those last three games, the offense contributed a lot to help win as well. But even in those games, the defense, even if the offense had not played well in those last three games, the defense still kept that team from not scoring. So every game that they played, they've had an opportunity to win. Even the three they've lost, they had opportunities to win at the end of the game. So you just got to clean up the mistakes. You got to clean up the pre-snap stuff. You got to figure out what you're gonna do going forward. If Braxton Jones is out for a while, I'm not sure what you're gonna do. Maybe you got to make some, because I even seen Murray walked off the field limping today. I seen Jenkins limping today, but Jenkins went back in the game. That's not a good sign when you getting linemen actually limping out of the game and they're already struggling to block. So they got to figure out how to do that, and they got to, like we said, quick slants and all that. I mean, even with number 72, there was no quick slants ran or draws run underneath to try to slow them up on that side of the field, right? To kind of. Now, the fortunate thing is they ended up getting the one touchdown. Was it touchdown?
They ran at him.
At him. That was,
Yeah.
that was serious where they ended up fumbling the ball because Swift pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line, I think, or whatever it was, right? And they had ran on that side, and then I think they eventually ended up. But also the other thing that they have to take care of is when they get in field goal range, they got to be able to not make sure they're calling plays that don't put their quarterback in position, because earlier they took a sack in field goal range, and they did that twice in 2 games where they took a snap in field goal range. What you got, Plank?
I just wanted to mention, Kyron Amagaji, number 72. He's a rookie from Yale. He was out all last year. He was hurt. He looked like he got exposed today. However, this dude made 2 blocks that sprung Deontay Swift for the touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
Let's take the good with the bad. He was able to come in. He got called on. He wasn't expecting to play under the lights, whatever. Braxton Jones got hurt. He came in, and at the end of the day, he did his best, and he did lead the team to a touchdown. So, actually to 2 scores. So let's not be so hard on the rookie. He did as well as he could be expected in that situation.
Yeah, and it's easy for us to, now we want to see the positive stuff. But the bottom line is the Bears let a good opportunity get away today. Because like I said, for them to play as bad as they played and to wind up having a lead in this game with seconds left to lose, that's what's going to stick in my craw. As bad as they played, I was still like, this defense is holding them to field goals. And when DeAndre Swift scored that touchdown, I'm like, okay, all we got to do is score a touchdown, and we're going to win this game. And then when it happened, and then the Hail Mary, that's what's going to, out of all the good stuff that may occur, that's what's going to stick in my craw.
You know what, though, I would say? What gets us to?
Because like I said, in the pregame, like I said in the pregame, I'm gonna do with the Bears all season with this defense and Caleb Williams. I ain't got to talk about DeAndre Swift. I ain't got to talk about Keenan Allen. I ain't got to talk about Roma Dunze. With this defense and Caleb Williams, we gonna always be in games, and that's what it was today. And our defense failed us.
But what hurts us on the offensive line as well, too, are the false starts. Because if you really think about it, I'm just using that example. An elite offensive lineman going up against an elite defensive lineman, mano a mano, they're pretty much a wash because they're both equally talented. What gives them an edge is a step. So if the offensive lineman gets a false start, instead of just not being able to think and just execute, now he's got to think, and in the back of his mind is, man, I don't want to get another false start. And now you give a defensive lineman an extra step. So I think a lot of times them false starts kind of hurt us too on the line.
Yeah. Why do you give false starts? I mean, some of those false starts is when you starting to get beat by your man,
Yeah.
and
Coach fault.
you know,
It's the coach
yeah,
fault.
you start.
It's the coach fault.
What's that? Jay?
It's the coach fault.
It
Oh.
is.
Coach fault.
It is.
Coach supposed to trip that.
No, it's
Coach
not.
supposed to come in and trip that defensive player for him.
It's the coach fault. You are offensive. Look, let me tell you, man. Look,
That's what you are coordinating. That's what
was the coach in the coach in the huddle when the quarterback said, "We gonna snap this ball on 2," and you decided to move at 1. That's the coach's fault. Come on, man. I digress.
No, it's not the coach's fault, but the coach gonna get fired for it.
Absolutely.
That's gonna happen.
You got the heebie-jeebies, man. You know, like you be standing downtown. You ever any of you guys ever walk downtown and you just stand up there talking and somebody's car backfire? You can tell the people live in the suburbs because they're the ones that flinch. You know, you can tell the difference. It's like a lot of them guys, man. Sometimes the quarterback, as much as they do it, sometimes these guys get brain farts, and the doggone quarterback do so good with his cakes, he make his own men flinch. What?
Flanker right.
Caleb, early in the game, Caleb missed that pass where he threw it over. Was it Keenan?
Yeah.
Like it was wide open. That was going. It was wide open down the side, right? So I just felt he was nervous, you know. And when he settled down, Caleb seemed they did Romo did say this. I think it's true. We seen watching Caleb. Caleb seems to get calmer as the game goes on instead of just escalating. This is a bad game. He does seem to get calmer as it goes on. And maybe I knew a week off they was going to be rusty, you know. So maybe we'll see that. But they always still. Maybe it happened. What game have they started fast? You know, the offense.
They haven't scored a touchdown in the first quarter all season.
And we used to have a team that couldn't score what in the third. They couldn't score nothing in the third.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like
Flanker right, split backfield.
Hey, I agree with Andre.
555 pass on 3, and you drop on 2.
Yeah,
that's the coach's fault.
I agree with Andre that the better team won today. I was as a fan, I was hoping that we could steal this one, and I ain't saying they're a better team on every day. I'm saying they played a better game today. And
yeah, that's all I said. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we almost stole it. To be honest, we would have stole that game. I mean, because the way you was watching that game, it was kind of like, man, can we?
It would have been a steal,
touchdown, right?
It would have been a steal just because of how bad we played, and we was on the road. So, so if we won that game, it would have been a steal because it's like y'all didn't even deserve to win this game. Y'all played bad on offense, and y'all was on the road.
It was just like the first game we won. We didn't deserve to win. The one we stole the very first game of the season.
But it did get to a point. Where it was a lot of fans. It was a lot of Bears fans in Washington today because I did hear a whole lot of like "Let's go Bears," and I don't know. I think I ain't gonna say it too loudly because I'll be in Phoenix next week. But I ain't gonna say it too loud. It seems like every time Bears fans travel, we always lose.
Okay, we got to figure out if you're talking about the Bears as y'all or we. Because a lot of times you end up with after a loss saying y'all lost. Either we win or we lose.
No, they lost. They lost. We only win.
Play trying to break me down. 315. I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm letting you know. I ain't coming outside. Forget you. I'm dribbling. I ain't coming outside. Nah.
But let me just say this though: as a professional athlete, honestly, you have to have a narcissistic gene, and the reason why is because as a narcissist, you come on the field, it don't matter what else is going on. It's all about you and what you're going to do. And I think what happened with Caleb today is he went home, and I think he probably wanted to do a little more and wanted to do great. But see, the thing is, when you're a professional, even if you at the crib or you on the road, you got to have the same mentality. Let's just get this dub. I do believe not, and it's no disrespect. I mean, he's a rookie, and I think that as he progresses, he's going to probably have more of a pedestrian mind's eye as far as going back to Washington. It's going to be like, okay, yeah, it's another road game, but it is what it is, man. Go Bears.
We'll see him again.
Hey, Bernard, can you help me go outside? Jay gonna be looking for me, man.
Hey, Plank, I'm gonna be running fast for you because Mo Man coming to get me. He gonna get me and Jay. But see, he gonna come beat me up. He gonna just he gonna do a drive-by on Jay. And it's gonna be a blue SUV with gold rims.
So it's just gonna be a rumble. It's just gonna be a rumble. It's just
No,
gonna be a
it's gonna
rumble.
be a blue SUV.
Everybody's looking for somebody. Everybody's looking for somebody.
Bernard gonna just be sitting out here like, man, what you want me to do? I ain't do nothing to nobody. All y'all
Bernard gonna be like, hey, y'all know Bernard gonna be like, hey, y'all cut that out, man. Come on, cut that out.
Bernard gonna be sitting on top of cars talking about some stick and move, y'all stick and move. Weaving and bobbing instead of bobbing and weaving.
Hey, y'all ready for some grades?
Yeah, that's just the grades, man.
Yeah. Let's go to the offense. What grades y'all get offense? Who got a grade?
I'll start. Go ahead, Bernard. Go ahead.
I give him a C.
C? Okay.
Yeah.
I will give them a D because today was the day after 3 weeks. There was no Mary in the plays. It was just, he was really just trying to find his way. Like, okay, this ain't working. So I'm going to do this. So I have to give them a D today.
Okay.
I would give them a D because their marriage was a null today.
I gave the offense a D plus, and the only reason they got the D plus because they actually came through in the fourth quarter, which is an attribute that you want for a winning team. A team that can come in at the fourth quarter and score and put your team up. We lost the game, but I think the offense still was going in a positive direction.
Yeah,
despite all of they mess up. So
yeah, you know what? I same reason, Plank. I give them a D plus because I want to say they scored 2 touchdowns with under 8 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
which is positive, right? We're showing that as bad as they was playing offensively in those last 8 minutes. Matter of fact, I think the first touchdown was under 7 minutes that they got it. So a lot of times when you're not playing good offensively, you don't get it together that late in the game. I mean, you just don't. And then you don't convert on that 2-point conversion because you just ain't getting down there enough. So I get them. They scored.
That's why I gave them a C, because they went twice. They got down there twice in a short amount of time.
And let me ask you an interesting question.
And
let's say the same offense. Say if that Hail Mary doesn't work and they win the game, what type of grade would give the offense?
I would still give. I probably would have bumped it up. I probably would have bumped it up maybe to a C minus, but I could actually give them an F just because of the bonehead play that they tried to give the lineman a handoff on the 1 yard line. That's
real grade is whatever Mo Man's grade is.
That is an F. That qualifies as an F automatically to me. But because they were successfully able to score 2 touchdowns with the time that they had, I'm giving them a D. But that qualifies as an F all day long. Your team is not good. You're not the Kansas City Chiefs. Your team is not good enough to do that. They're not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Let's flip over to the defensive side. We got any grades on defense?
B plus.
Yeah, I get the B plus.
The bottom line is, even though they gave up the Hail Mary at the end, they kept them from the 20 to the 20 and had them to kick 4 field goals. They didn't give up no touchdowns. They did not give up no touchdowns. And that's big. On the road,
I'll take that back.
Big.
I'm not going to give them a B plus.
For an offense that's been scoring over 30 points a game. Mm-hmm. So you have to give it to them. You have to give it to them. I mean, they gave it up at the end, but the bottom line is that defense they came to play. And they did play a good game today outside of giving up the Hail Mary.
I'm curious to see how many plays the defense played, how many series they played. Because here's the deal. And I would say a B plus, and I might even go an A minus, and here's why. Through the whole game, they basically held the weight. They held us up, and attrition kind of set in the fourth quarter, because they were out there. and we were doing pretty good. And I know they messed us up at the end, but I'll say a B plus, man. I give them respect, man. Then they opened to 19 points and no touchdowns
Uh,
Yeah.
outside of that.
Outside
Hail
of
Mary.
Yeah,
Outside of Hail Mary.
we can't have it both ways. The defense actually did give up a touchdown. So,
yeah. They still get the B plus.
Me and
okay.
Plank gonna fight. Me and Plank gonna fight for real. So go ahead.
Oh, my God, I'm just telling you.
I give him a B plus.
A B plus.
I give him a B plus just simply for the fact that they was out there a long time before the offense got it together, and we did give a touchdown up, and as at the Hail Mary, it is what it is, you know. So, but they've been a star all season, you know. So if we're gonna give it to all the love to them when they doing the takeaways and all that stuff, when they make mistakes, it's accountability, because that's just the way it is. You know, you don't come out. Nobody that was watching the game probably felt so much more comfortable down the stretch. Well, we got our defense out there. We're gonna win this game with 6 seconds left, you know. So hey, I know people that had left the stadium, boy, texting me in the car, like, what the you know. So yeah, that happens. It's okay.
That's the question, Bakari. The defense was out there for 79 plays. Our offense was out there for 61 plays. So we had to play defense a whole lot longer. I'm gonna give the defense a B. Only reason I'm giving them a B is I think we should have a strategic score where we go against the coaches, because that strategy sucked. But the defense did end up giving up a touchdown. We still held them under 21 points, which is my metric of good defense versus bad defense. But again, that was a historic defensive collapse. You know, you don't expect that. You don't expect to see that if we watch the Bears another 10 years. So
top five defense showed up.
Yeah,
you know, they
not against the top defense. You don't expect that against the top defense. You really
but we're gonna take the worst player off our defense and get a crackhead and just tell them that football at the end of the game is a crack rock, and that does not happen. They will not let that rock go.
I get a defense a B today, and I'm going to say the Bears did miss Brisker and they did miss Kyler Gordon.
They did.
Yeah.
Their athleticism.
Yeah, because Kyler Gordon would have been probably more effective in some of those quarterback runs that they was able to get. And then there were some plays in the middle of the field where I think Hicks was reacting kind of slow to some of those balls in the middle. Even though they didn't get anything out of it, maybe got a field goal, there was a couple of plays where you had stuff in the middle, which that's probably where they missed Brisket. And but still they get a B because you held a team to 9 points who have been like dominating teams, and you didn't really let Jaden Daniels run a lot on you. He ran and got some yards, but he didn't get those explosive runs that he got. And after a while in the second half, you kind of clamped down on him where he did start feeling a little uncomfortable. He skirted a couple of balls on the ground that early in the game he was hitting. So I thought that was an improvement on their part. And I know it was a special teams play, but they even blocked a field goal. Which would take the game away if they had got it.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, Kyler Gordon was missed because they sent Josh Blackwell on a couple of blitzes, and he was like right there, but didn't get there, and it was almost like I think Kyler Gordon would have got there. So definitely Kyler Gordon was missed today, and that wasn't a blocked field goal. That was the bad snap that he just missed.
It was okay because I was trying to figure out that anybody.
It's a bad snap. That's right. He didn't touch it. They didn't block it. Right.
He didn't touch that ball. He ran off the field like, yeah. And they showed the replay. I'm like, dude, you ain't even touched that ball.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's almost as bad as the face mask in Thursday night game where the guy had the face mask and he knew he got the face mask. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I did. They ain't called no penalty? Oh, okay. But he knew it. So, yeah. So that was one of those today.
Hey, okay, let's give grades on the offensive coaching game plan.
I digress.
What you got, Jay?
I digress. I want to hear everybody else grade. I ain't trying to hear nothing. I'm trying to hear everybody else grade. I digress.
Because some of those play calls were just horrible. maybe the worst call I've seen in a number of years is deciding to get that center the ball. Not only it was giving the center the ball of the bad decision, it was a hard play for him to, they actually had to meet him there, so he had to reach. So it wasn't an easy handoff to take, especially for somebody who don't take handoffs. So that was horrible. So there you go. Offense, they scored a couple touchdowns, but I gave him a C.
Hey, Quick pointed out something about your boy Kramer. He said, why was he giving the ball? He had on arm pads. It's funny, but it was true.
Well, if I had to grade the coaching staff, to be honest, that play alone to me deserves an F. I'm sorry. No matter how good the offense played, no matter how bad they played, no matter how good the defense played, no matter how good special teams played, that play right there brings down the entire grade. So if you want to talk about grading on the curve, I'm not even grading on the curve. I'm at a hard stance. That play right there gives the coaching staff an F, because had Eberflus heard that, he should have been like, whoa. No. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. So my grade for the entire coaching staff today is an F. Wow. I'm sorry.
It seems like that. Go ahead.
Yes, that's as old as he is.
It seems like the whole staff is Shane. It seems like Shane's trying to make his mark with these little key plays. You know what I'm saying? It's like it remind me, like I said, it remind me of Nagy, like the second season. Yeah. He tried to make his mark with these plays. He want to show that he's developing the offense. You see what I'm saying? But and then when he does stuff that's not, that could just easily be done, I don't think he thinks to himself, see, I designed this play. And, and that's why I'm so great. We know offensive coordinators have egos. So I would just give them I would give the offense a D again, because how they responded. I really don't care all the time how you start. I'm more focused on how you finish. And the offense did their job to me. They got the lead in the end. So if they got the lead in the end and the defense shows up, they win. I don't care about style points, how you look totally when you win. I care about the result at the end. And the offense job was to get the lead at the end. And they struggled and was able to do that. I just give them a D for it.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
The only reason why you got your grade. The only reason why I can't give a conglomerate F is for two names. Corey Taylor. This dude, man, this dude is like a superhero, man. He's picking balls like I mean, you know what? Ray Guy was that guy. But I've seen Janikowski kick some bombs, but this dude is now kicking them high and far. He's kicking them like precisely. And maybe like I said, maybe I need to go back and look. But I've never seen a guy just basically consistently kick a ball that far and that deep.
I agree.
Bounce.
That's special teams, though, right? That's special teams.
Special teams. I thought we was grading just coaching overall, and I'm just lumping all of that stuff. If we going individually, offense, defense, special teams, I don't know if we're doing that. But if we going coaching overall, that one play to me, I'm sorry. That one play to me, the entire coaching staff should have been like, no, we're not going to run this. We are not going to run this play. But they did. And it resulted in a fumble on the 1 yard line when your offense was struggling. That's an F to me. I'm sorry.
Hey, Jay, that call was as bad as that call where they run the sprint option play, where you was
in Indianapolis when they ran.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's some things as a coach that when you got short yardage that you gotta know that basic mathematics. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
It's a straight line.
It's not running to the side, and then definitely it ain't like Kramer is a guy. I heard him on the radio talking about it. He's not a guy like used to play running back in high school or
And if
nothing
I'm
like
not
that.
mistaken,
He always been a lineman, so it's not like.
If I'm not mistaken, was that wasn't even fourth down, was it?
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was third down.
Which further expresses my point. Like you got 2 down on the 1 to get in the end zone, and your offense has not played good. You finally got the ball down there.
Rugby, baby.
My brother said the coach said get an F plus. I mean an F minus. So hey, I digress.
Hey, the
I digress.
family, they say that the coaches get an F, so F, forget it.
F.
But look on the bright side, though. They might have actually created a good situation. You put Kramer in there again on the running play, and it's definitely a fake handoff. And just let him get some momentum and run through a hole.
Like you've been doing. Put a hat on somebody and open up a hole for the running back who's normally taking the handoff.
But then or get Roschon Johnson, man. He do that and put Roschon Johnson back there. He's like, just give me an inch, man. Just like 18 was it 18 inches? Is that what Gail said?
All I need is 8 inches of daylight.
Yeah. Roschon, man, it's for some reason or another, man, not just his build, but just the way that he runs, as hard as he runs. It's like even if he gets stopped, it's like usually he's getting stopped like well before. Well after he's made some momentum, man. It's like it seems like he'll get you 1.5 yards or 2 yards just on the strength.
Yeah. Man, you know what? If the Bears had won this game today, managed to steal it, one of the things I think we'll be talking about is that run by DeAndre Swift where he hurdles the guy in the middle of the field. Yeah. That was an awesome run, man, but it gets overshadowed, right? Because, you go home disappointed. But that was an awesome run and awesome effort by him to get yardage in the play that, there's like, I'm going to get and I have to give him credit that he's been the man for the last 4 games now where he showed up. You need to show up.
And I just want to say, to me, when you look at the schedule and how this game played out today, now you going to Arizona, who won today. They came back and won today. So now they feeling themselves.
They won 2 in a row then, right? That's 2 in a row.
Yeah. And then you come home and you got to play New England, who won today. So now they feeling themselves. So now you going into games that were supposedly be winnable games. And now they don't look so winnable because these teams are getting better. Are they getting better? I don't know if they're getting better, but they winning games. And you just lost a game that you fought so hard to win, and you lost with 2 seconds left. So now, what is your momentum going into these games? I don't know.
Yeah. What is y'all philosophy on? I know we about to wrap up. On Hail Mary plays like that, do you rush 3 people? And you got that far, or do you bring more pressure? I know people may have different things on what you do. On play like that, to me, I think I bring a little bit more pressure because I don't believe the quarterback is going to take off and run 55 yards. So I don't want him to, especially a quarterback like that. I don't want him to be able to maneuver that much to be able to get that.
They only brought 3.
And the good thing,
they had TJ sitting back as a spy, so he didn't rush at all.
A good pressure team would bring 4. If your back 7 good, a good team will bring 4. And that was the thing.
Always be able to block 3 defensive linemen.
Right, and that's the thing today. What happened was they only brought 3. They were able to block it, and when containment broke, he was able to scramble around and find some time to get the ball off.
That's like know your personnel too, because he's got whatchamacallit speed. He got Lamar type speed, flexibility. It's pretty like instant speed. So I'm thinking like, who on our team can catch this dude on this play? Like, like I don't have to send my corner. I don't have to send him way back. I want to catch him. I need to get that ball out because I know he's gonna scramble. I need somebody with speed, that can get a tackle. So I'm gonna send pressure. But the middle of the field you can have, but I'm up to send 4, and I might.
Are y'all surprised with the personnel that the Bears didn't in that Hail Mary? They don't have a Roma Dunze. They don't have a DJ Moore, Kenan Allen.
No. You don't need that because we got elite defensive backs.
I'm saying that because you got 2 guys in the secondary that are starters that's out, and a lot of times in Hail Mary you do a lot of teams bring in a receiver.
That's because they don't have the quality. They don't have the quality of depth that we have. I'm just
asking because you got Hicks in there. Not saying it's Hicks' fault, but you do got Hicks and you got Blackwell in there. You got 2 backups in a Hail Mary situation. And I was like, a lot of times you do bring in a receiver, just like on the hand.
Maybe we overthinking it because you might be overthinking it. You might be overthinking maybe because Briscoe not there. You see what I'm saying, Gordon? If Briscoe there, they catch him. They catch him. If they there, they catch him.
Yeah, I would think we overthinking it because even so, you saying that we got Blackwell and we got Hicks back there. They are defensive backs. Mm-hmm. You bring in a Roma Dunze or you bring in a Kenan Allen. They are not defensive backs. So even with that, defensive backs still know what their role should be versus wide receivers that's coming in. That's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can't overthink it like that.
But it's not uncommon that you see wide receivers.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not uncommon.
It's not uncommon.
No, it's not uncommon. But those teams don't have the quality of depth of a secondary that we have.
Okay.
So that's how
In fairness to it all, it doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter because cardinal rule number 1, irrelevant as to who you put out there, there's always a safety valve guy that's sitting right back in the back to make sure no foolishness happens. You could have had a dude that was 3 foot 2 inches because when the dude caught the ball, it was at his waist. So it could have been anybody out there standing. If he was standing in front of that guy, he either knocks the ball down or intercepts the ball. Dude sitting back there by himself, that's just a brain fart.
What you got playing? Because I know playing itching to say something. What you got?
I was just talking about Blackwell. Didn't he get stiff armed by the quarterback? He made him look like Derrick Henry, man. It's a big drop off from Kyler Gordon to Blackwell. That's all I'm saying.
I did allude to that because I'm like, they said Blackwell on a couple of blitzes today, and he didn't quite get there. Where Kyler Gordon would have been like, I got you. So
been doing the Spider-Man.
It's a drop off. Right. I mean, it's a drop off. They are backups for a reason. But at the same time, I still can't fault them. I mean, I fault them for giving up the Hail Mary, but it is what it is.
Wild's husband. I thought he was supposed to be a safety or something.
I don't know. I need to see what's up with Jonathan Owens because I haven't really seen him play at all a lot, even on special teams. So I don't know. I didn't see the inactives today. But yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen one of the YouTube comments saying that he thought the referees was in our favor today. I didn't see that because we had a lot of penalties ourselves. I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about the one play where it was pass in the end zone, but that was
pass interference.
That was a play where you actually look at it. I think you're referring to where they ended up calling it a no catch in the end zone. But it wasn't. You got to control the ball through the ground. You got to control it through the ground, right?
Right.
And I know sometimes people get this rule mixed up. That the ground cannot cause a
fumble.
They're talking about when you running the ball, not when you catching the ball. When you catch the ball has to survive the ground on the catch. Right. You cannot. You got to make a football move, show possession, and if you hit the ground, so that was a smart part on Stevenson. Give him credit on that. He knocked the ball out before he could gain control of that ball. Because if he had not did that, they might have ruled on the play that it was a catch. Right? Yeah, they would have ruled it a touchdown. But because he knocked it out, they stood with the play that was called on the field. So that's one thing I wish Quick was here, because I know sometimes as fans we think that the ref might have aided plays. And we did see it the other day. The dude did have a face mask, so it is sometimes it happened. But it could be angles, right? It could be angles of where to play at. And as a player, sometimes, unfortunately, you got to sell penalties like that with Caleb when he got. It was a play where Caleb slide and got clearly jumped down. Yeah, and they didn't call that. So you're gonna have missed calls on both sides of the field. But bottom line is, you know, you got to be able to close out when you lead. You can't let a team score with 2 seconds left and they get a 55-yard touchdown. And you know, so you 4-3 going into what, the Cardinals?
Going into the Cardinals.
Who's after the Cardinals?
New England.
New England.
And then that's when you start the gauntlet. That's when the gauntlet starts.
Yeah.
That's when the gauntlet starts, because now you got to go. Because, well, and the good thing about it is you go on the road next week to Phoenix, but then you got 3 straight home games. You got Green Bay. I'm sorry, you got the Patriots, Green Bay, and I want to say it's Detroit, who scored 59 points today.
And I ain't scared of no Detroit. I'm scared of Green. Green Bay we just need to be ready. That's all.
So that's
Detroit. We're gonna split with Detroit no matter who playing.
I used to live in Detroit. You need to be scared of Detroit. I ain't scared of the Detroit Lions, but be scared of Detroit. Trust me.
You know, one Facebook user pointed out that I'm talking Facebook, YouTube, that ball wasn't catchable. He referred to that. It really actually that could have actually been holding as well, because he actually grabbed Keenan Allen's arm
outside the end zone.
Correct. Yeah. So that's not a 5-yard penalty. That's actually a spot foul, and if it's in the goal line,
in the end zone, so that's going to be at the 1-yard line. So.
Correct. He knew he did. He knew he did it because he wasn't even trying to fight it. He knew he did it.
Correct.
You could see.
Correct. So you can't change the rule of the penalty. If the penalty is a spot foul, you can't all of a sudden say they should only give him 5 yards. No, they actually give you at the 1-yard line if it occurs in the end zone. So, like I said, it could have easily been called a holding because he grabbed his arm. So. And that's why it doesn't look catchable. It doesn't look catchable because he grabbed him and impeded his progress. So it looks like he overthrew him a lot. But that's smart on the defensive player side. What you do if you don't get smoked, you grab his arm. Hey, y'all got anything else before we close out?
I'm not coming outside when Jay comes to my house. I'm just letting you know, man.
Jay gonna be on the ring. Hey, man, I need to talk to you right quick.
It's gonna be cold. It's supposed to be up to 30 degrees tonight.
Bears fall 15-18 to the Washington Commanders with a Hail Mary at the end of the game with 2 seconds on the clock. And I see it said it was 52 yards on that play. So the Bears come back next week, and they on the road playing against the Cardinals. And if you're watching us out on YouTube and Twitch TV, please hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when we drop new content. Anything else before we close out for the day? I know we went a little bit long, but this is one of those frustrating games where you had a chance to win, but you weren't able to pull it off.
Nope. I'm gonna hit y'all for Phoenix. I'm gonna try to hit y'all for Phoenix next week.
Okay.
Hey, Jay, make sure you post the flyer your brother and all them have for.
Okay, absolutely. I'll post it again. I'll definitely post it. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time, man. I know a lot of people that's actually coming out, so it's gonna be a good time. You know, unfortunately, like they say, anytime the Bears fans say they're doing the takeover, it don't end well. But this is not really a takeover because it's a lot of Chicago people already in Phoenix. So
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
yeah. So yeah, we looking at having a good time. We looking at having a good time, and I'll post a flyer. And if anybody coming out, y'all can come join us on First Friday. My brother do a First Friday in the park every month, and this happened to be the first Friday of the month, and it happens to be the week that the Bears are coming down. So yeah, I'll definitely post that. No, we'll have a good time. Look at my brother. He already on it. I got you, baby, bro. I got you. But yeah, so I'll be trying to get on. I'll try to get on briefly while we out there, and yeah, let's hope for again another Bears victory.
Okay. Hey, until next time, I'll be Friday at 7:30 for the pregame show. Till then, peace.
Peace.